Alright guys, RoKage here and welcome back to the brand new video. Here we are, solo leveling Arise will be the topic. On today's video guys, we have a super interesting topic. We have a brand new article that I still didn't fully read, but bro, there is some nice questions here and some nice answers. Also related to the workshop of Brilliant Light and the new events and many other things. So yeah, keep on watching the full video because we're gonna read a lot of interesting stuff right here related to the future of solo leveling Arise and many other things. So leave a like, subscribe, your opinions in the comment section below. Make sure to support me in content creator program. Massive shout out to my top supporters, and we are now on the road to 400 supporters, so let's get it as soon as possible. I want to try and reach that top 10 creator ranking, so let's get it. Previous season I didn't took it seriously, but now it's a different story. Okay, so producer Jin, I admit that the difficulty level of solo leveling is high, and we will gradually ease it. So he admits that the game is super hard, and then eventually they're gonna gradually make it easier. This is a translation, so just so you know if something will sound weird. Netmarble's solo leveling Arise is already approaching its 5th day of service. It seems like only yesterday that I was holding onto my phone all day long to start with SEO process on the day of release. But it's amazing to think that it's been already 50 days. Looking back on the month since launch, as with all games released for the first time, there were issues. I think many people are enjoying solo levelings to this day, not only because of its attractive gameplay as an action RPG. Let me zoom in more, so it will be better for you. But also because development team always tries to respond quickly. That's 100% true. The time when developer notes or announcements are posted is so fast that users worry, are these people not going from home from work today? The recently updated workshop also had an improvement notice posted just 3 days after the update. I've played many games myself, but this is a feedback speed that is one of the fastest I ever seen. As a reporter and a hunter who sincerely plays solo leveling, I had many questions while playing the game. This was especially true because solo leveling rarely had direct communication with developers, such as through a live broadcast, which are a recent trend. Game Talk met with Jin, the general PD of solo leveling, and had time to resolve the questions that had piled up. So let's see now the questions. Please briefly introduce yourself. I'm in charge of General PD Nahon Rep. The game has been in development for 20 years. Okay, he worked for 20 years as a developer, I guess. It's been a month since official launch of solo leveling. How do you feel? This is the second update since launching on 19th. Everyone in development is working hard to make a better game. We had a soft launch in Thailand and Canada, and the response was better than expected, so our expectations have grown. We're expediting the development schedule because we want to show fun content faster. We will continue to work hard to satisfy our users. What was performance in 1 month? We already know it's been insane. They made what, $200 million, right? So just so I don't repeat. As a developer, how would you describe the charm of this game? First, let me talk about the business aspect. Yeah, it has a high global recognition. The first game title of such an IP, so user expectations were also high. I work hard to make it to meet expectation, and I think it's a game that lives up to expectation to some extent. In terms of game, the appeal is to focus on storytelling while preserving the sensibility of the original, and combines the fun of action RPG with the fun character collection. It provides highest level of action play experience on mobile platforms. In that respect, we're taking care to ensure that mobile and PC play experience is as informed as possible. There was a live broadcast of the global server update 18th. Is there any reason why there are no broadcasts on Korea server? Okay, I'm not so, let's see. I don't feel like Korea is the only one who doesn't do it. Usually Korean users have high understanding of the game even without sharing strategy information in advance, and the community is active, so they tend to catch quickly. Currently we're communicating through developer notes, but they're gonna add more live streams. They already said that. Okay, now the interesting part. Some of the users are dissatisfied with new content. Workshop of Brilliant Light, due to its high expectations. Okay, it's hard. It's hard. This game has been characteristic of both RPG and collection RPG. In terms of RPGs, the phenomenon of obtaining top-level items by clearing highest difficulty content in one day is not a good thing. On the other hand, since it's artifact farming content in terms of collectible RPG, there may be an option as when it was made to be broken and farmed. Okay, the development office is also aware of these complaints. The intention was to provide a challenging goal to the top users for the first day. That's true. That's something what I already said. Like, it has to be hard. You need to be in the end game. It's end game content, like pure one. Internally, we expected that user would find it difficult. We plan to gradually adjust the balance and increasing compensation. Currently, all update roadmap and specific balance specification within have not been released, so there may be concern that the required combat power is too high and the gap in specification may worsen. Raid content was not designed to complete it right away. Artifacts can serve as stepping stones, and or other growth materials may be included. In the end, it is content that can follow a breakthrough as time passes. I'm aware that it feels difficult and daunting at this point. We're preparing several devices to enable clearing. Okay guys, so they're gonna make it better, but it's supposed to be hard. There are many favorable reviews for the Workshop of Brilliant Light. Probably was the shield removal pattern intended to recruit a specific hunter? I didn't understand precisely the question. Okay, 1% of the users can still break it easily, but 99% of the users can't break it even after 5 years, reaching max level. Okay, we need to find physical balance so that these people can break it. Okay, now it's a little bit weird because of the translation, but they still are talking about Workshop of Brilliant Light. Recently, there has been an issue regarding paid proxy consulting for partner streamers in the user community. Basically, I think it's possible for friends to break it up or help it out, and it's difficult to prevent it. It is different when official streamers or those with partnership receive money. It is not recommended as some measures are needed. I will discuss it with the business department and respond accordingly to the policy. I think the problem itself is that you can get 3 trophies in certain dungeon, even you match the required combat power. Okay, there is a little bit more things about the balance of the game, which is again a little bit weirdly translated. There are some people who like the current difficulty level, and I think it's the charm of solo leveling. It must be difficult to strike a balance. I mentioned earlier that I'm walking a tightrope between an action RPG and a collectible RPG. Most action RPG users enjoy trying and clearing with minimum specification, which is possible in campaigns or package games, but is definitely difficult in live service. It has to be hard, in other words. What is approximate clear rate of normal VULCAN? The exact figure is not yet available, but it's likely very low. I expect it will not be 1%. In fact, even with the development room, there are not many people who achieve the recommended combat power of normal VULCAN. There are many ways to mitigate this, such as strengthening the blessing, weakening the attack power, or lowering the HP. As of now, there are some people who are playing challengingly. I cannot talk. So I thought they like the challenge. So I thought I would wait and see for about a week. After a week, we plan to lower it. Okay, so they're gonna nerf it. Although it may be disappointing for user who already cleared the game, the reason is why it's so difficult to introduce honor rewards now. This is because the moment unlimited rewards is created, the perception of must do it and a sense of deprivation from other users arise. Basically, clearing the challenge itself is close to the fun of playing. Yes, I hope you enjoy slowly and don't play too hastily. Is there a special reason why VULCAN difficulty is easy or normal? It was originally designed normal hard, but was changed to easy. By the time you clear 10th floor of the demon castle, you will have enough of power to go easy. I thought it was easy because it was natural progression without any hurdles. Hard is much harder. While the custom draw is updated, there are no changes to the special scout and association support box. Are there any plans to add to the list? I think an update is definitely needed. They already said they will do it. The timing and standards need to be discussed with business unit because it is a change in components of sold product. Advance notice must be given and there are various issues that must be handled legally. We agree we need a plan, proceed a specific cycle. They said they're gonna add all the characters in special summons, guys, so no worries. Plus, they will give us like guaranteed more SSRs. Approximately, when will the large-scale summer season update be released? It's the vacation season, so I think it will be around the end of July, which is true, of the beginning of the August. Since it's close to 100 day, there is a 100-day event and we are preparing various content. Is there a content that you're putting the most effort into developing in the large-scale summer season update? We have a few more questions. The summer event is obviously swimsuit. I think it might be a swimsuit costume or a generous reward typical of a season event. In terms of content, a guild system is being prepared. It looks like it will be updated along with the summer seasonal event. And story content related to the guild is also being prepared. A large-scale content update is scheduled for the end of July. Yeah, we're getting the swimsuit for Emma and it will be free, most likely. Will there be a periodic updates including event stories in future? The initial plan, there was no intention to add stories in a short period of time. Many people are looking forward to not only the webtoon story, but also sub-stories, original stories. We have added a lot of manpower to produce story content and we are closely working with DNC Media and also drawing webtoons. So it will be insane, bro. It will be oh, so many questions. Ooh. I need to focus on the most important ones. OMG. The artifact settings are not linked with SEO mode present, so you have to disarm and install them each time. Not only it's inconvenient, but I also feel like a lot of material consumption. The development intention was match so-called final item by having a target artifact setting, rather than adjusting settings for each artifact, such as ABC set. The initial design was like that, but it is true that there are contents that require a variety of settings, such as Battlefield of Time. In long-term, improvement is necessary. I'm worried about how to improve it, and it is difficult. I'm also worried that this system will be inconvenient for some users. Guys, the only freaking thing you need to do about that is just remove overall gold consumption. I know you done it for 15, now you don't need gold until 15 plus, right? But just remove it. So, because I have now a lot of plus 20s, and I still waste a lot of gold when I want to try many strategies. Even the hunter balance patch, non-mainstream hunters still have a low usage rate. Lim, Vu. Hunter growth and usage indicators are checked periodically. Characters with significantly low usage rates will receive balance patches. This is something that they already explained. Even within development lab, Wu is not liked very much. There is a schedule for buffs in the next build. Lim was designed as Taegyu was designed as breaker, but they're considering expanding his rage use. The breaker position situation is not as good as expected. To be exact, dealers with break skills are so useful they're taking up the pure break position. There is a plan to buff the entire break position. That's crazy. Troy performance and recruitment rate are not noticeably lower than the other hunters after the critical hit damage error was corrected. It is not included in the balance adjustment target. Are there any further upgrade plans? Everything will be upgraded. As mentioned earlier, the balance policy is aimed at hunters with low usage and performance. Troy will be buffed. Go, whose release schedule was revealed in developer note on the 21st. When will Hunter original works such as Ko and Thomas join the game? Okay, this is an interesting one. The release date has to match the content, so it's not something you can release whenever you want. It would be good if it matches the story update, but if the story appears too far behind, we need to discuss it with the business department. There are many people who say they want it, but they don't actually choose it, so they're considering various options and proceeding. To be honest, I have doubts about whether people would choose Go if he were picked up. Doesn't everyone want a girl or boy who is prettier and more handsome than their grandfather? Development has already been completed, but it's doubtful whether the number of posts posted on the bulletin board will be drawn. Okay. Is there room of improvement for secondary damaging modeling? It's not like you can change it because you want to. Monsters don't matter, but characters already sold products, so legal and policy confirmation is required. Even if a few or many users want it, it won't work if one person doesn't like it. Still, there is a room to adjust, so it doesn't become a problem. For example, improvement can be made in newly released skin. In the past, we were running King of Fighters All-Star servers. Okay, I was skipping some parts. Like, I want to read the most important parts because it's a long-ass interview. There are opinions that it is inconvenient that the rankings of the previous day are displayed in the battlefield of time rather than in real time. That's true. At the time of development, we hoped for a fair ranking competition in real time. Not all users play normally, and there is also abusing play. It is painful to watch fluctuating ranking in real time. Yeah, that's true. Because of the cheaters, you know. It's better like this. They get rid of the cheaters, and now you see the right ranking. In order to give a reward, the verification process is required, stress of watching, etc. There are opinions that it's inconvenient to play because of the limitation of summoning of Shadow Legion. Is there a special reason for limiting the number of shadows? Sung Jinwoo has a mechanics where he consumes mana to summon a shadow army. It is system created in the process of reflecting original work. I know that there are many people who are uncomfortable, and this content is not designed cause discomfort in the first place. It will be improved. You have stated that you will resolve a shortage of artifact enhancement chips. Do you have plans to resolve it through permanent content or events? We are aware of the opinion that there is a shortage of artifact enhancement chips, and there is a needed increased supply. We are in ongoing discussion with the business department. The purpose of the assembly event was to provide an opportunity to acquire high-level artifacts for users who are not physically strong or had little strength, growth, and to serve as a stepping stone to upgrade their specification. Although it is somewhat difficult to implant it on a regular basis, we will consider after listening to your user opinions. There is opinion that the difficulty level is adjusted by covering only certain gimmicks such as tornadoes and poison plates in hard reverse. Will this trend continue in future? First of all, there are no plans to update reverse hard. It is necessary to adjust the difficulty with the gimmick, but it can be uncomfortable for user. It is not intended to be particularly difficult or cause irritation. We design a challenging gimmick so that you can feel the fun of destroying an action game. The intention is to fun controlling yourself. There are also people who destroy the game as intent by summoning shadow, using shield, evading. At the time I said shouldn't be will disappear over time, but the developers will was firm. I think it's because each person has their own balancing philosophy. The downward adjustment is ongoing, so we'll listen carefully to users. When playing Battlefield of Time, the boss HP is not recorded immediately when you reach 0. That is so freaking true. The problem is that AI logic is designed differently for each content. Although short-term improvement is difficult, we will cut time through exception handling. Bugs can occur in the game at any time, and they're not always produced as intended. In most cases, displeasure with the playing experience is unintended consequence. The drop rate of Chaos Battlefield is too low, too difficult. They already talked about they're gonna improve it. What do you think about the fact that non-paying and low-paying users have difficult progression in the normal story? Okay, we have a few more. Those who are currently over level 70 and play hard chapters with ease basically have no complaints about difficulty level. The current difficulty level is too difficult for the new users. Exactly. You need to progress, push. It should be easier than it's now in many aspects, such as physicality, gimmicks, and patterns. But at the end of the day, they will make the game easier. The staff in development office are already paying users and developers, so they're familiar with the game. Because of our game is so easy for these people, they seem to have an inertia to create more difficult patterns. Improvement is needed. Since there is a recommended combat power system, there are many users who find it difficult to upgrade to their specification, so it must be tailored for their needs. I know that users who pay small amounts are having a hard time. We're making a lot of efforts to improve. There are many users who are anxious because billing requirements seem to be increasing. We need to increase sales and we want a lot of users to play, so it's a difficult situation. My role is to maintain the balance. We're continuously adding content that even non-paying and low-paying users can enjoy. We are also detecting difficult section and trying to fill the gaps with the reward events and mission. The development team is working hard to attract these users and ensure that the gap between them and high-paying users do not widen too much. We're exploring various ways to prevent users from losing trust, and so on and so on and so on. So I think we need to be wary of various things, including balance adjustments such as excessive sale push. There is also a need to increase reward distributed by default. Also, although the overall update roadmap does not change from time to time, we want to continue the servers for a long time but taking care of complaints. Final words. Currently, we are passionately listening to users' opinions, but I think direct communication is necessary. Of course, we're listening diligently and trying to reflect them, even if passively, but there are some things we cannot reflect. I would like to explain this detail. There is also many encouraging words, and such as speed of bug patching and the speed of feedback. Development team is really working hard. Many people, including development support and QA, are working hard for the success of this project. We ask you for your interest and affection. So we learned a lot about this. Already a lot of it we knew from the developer note. But definitely the big thing is that VULCAN will be nerfed. That's a fact over time. It will be easier. And as well, they will make the game overall much easier. The summer festival event will be here by the end of July with the guild and many more content. And as well, we're gonna get the free costume, so many more freebies, events, story, bro. It's gonna be super fun. The game is well done, GG, well done, GG. Okay guys, hopefully you did enjoy this video. Leave a like, subscribe, your opinions in the comment section below. Make sure to support me in content creator program. We're close to 400 supporters, so let's get it. Bye guys.